Okay, what are we doing here, hun?
It's a tomato trimming topping day, and we can also kind of go through the different plants that we have just to kind of review. We're not ready for a taste test yet. We don't have enough of everything, so but we are gonna just do a little trimming. So maybe a little pause and record on this activity today. The idea for the toppings are, a lot of these are getting close to being real tall, and we won't have enough time in our climate for all of these that are coming to turn into tomatoes. So we're just
Right.
gonna cut them off and let them focus on growing and ripening the ones that are there.
From the last heat that we had, we've noticed some blossom drop happening as well. So might as well top them and see how the ones that are growing do.
Okay, let's do some pause and record and clean them up.
Awesome.
Okay.
Let's go.
So that's a pretty good haircut. One thing we noticed on almost all of the plants, which was really interesting, this is where's my example? Here's my example. So here's a truss of tomatoes, but see on the end of the truss, it's like it made its own armpit, and it's got flowers coming. I've never seen this on my own tomatoes, and if I've seen it on your guys' tomatoes, I don't remember, so I apologize. Have you ever seen your tomatoes make more? It's like an armpitless armpit.
A reverse sucker.
A reverse sucker? I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't one particular kind. Almost all the tomatoes had this, and it is more on the older trusses. The ones down below that are doing this, but yeah, I saw it. I did see it everywhere. So what's that?
Could we call it a suck less? Reverse sucker?
I like reverse sucker.
I kind of like suck less.
I know you do.
Okay.
Speaking of suckers, at the beginning of the season, Jason pulled a bunch of suckers about this size, some a little bit smaller.
Smaller.
Okay, smaller. And we decided we were going to plant them out. So we're going to go take more like that size.
More like that size.
We're going to go take a look at those tomatoes. We do have other tomatoes in the garden that we had extra of and that we grew from suckers. So let's go take a look at those too, just for fun.
All right, so this is one of the suckers that I put in here. It was really, really sad for a couple days. It was like completely folded over the edge. Thought it was dead. I sprayed it with a little lactobacillus and watered it, and it actually has had time to set fruit. There's a couple that have set fruit. Now, whether we get any in our short season here or not, I don't know. It wasn't really the point. I just wanted to kind of see if it would take, and yeah, it definitely did. I think growing in pots here, especially, I mean, when we have in-ground bed, it just makes so much more sense, because these things because we don't live here, they get super dry, and then we come and then we water the heck out of them, which I don't think is the best for probably most plants, and in particular tomatoes.
So you mean in our circumstances, growing tomatoes in containers is not as successful?
Pretty much growing anything in containers. I can't really think of stuff. I mean, the potatoes have been great. That's been a really fun thing to do. But just compared to in-ground, I mean, it just makes more sense that there's more areas for the roots to grow. They don't get as heated up when it does get really warm. So, but yeah, it's super fun. So And there's another one over there, adorable one. Hasn't even set flowers yet. But again, it was the same thing. It was super, super unhappy. I think people say to put them in water first, but yeah, I just slammed them right in the ground just to see what would happen. And they grew like plants too. So we'll go check out a couple more suckers that we grew, and yeah, wrap this thing up. Okay, so this is another sucker. This is a speckled paste. This is the mama plant here that I took it off of. Obviously, a lot more tomatoes on the mama. I don't think there is any. Oh, nope, there's one here. We've got one.
No, I see 2 more up at the top.
Oh, 2 more. So, yeah, and when I picked it up to bring it over here, you could see the roots were desperate to go somewhere. So, yeah, probably too small of a pot to put a little sucker in. And, yeah, but I mean, it's fun. We might get a couple tomatoes off this one.
Sunflower.
We'll go back in. Oh, girl.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Probably won't do an update again on this bit. But, yeah, it was interesting to do. And, look, a sucker from a sucker. So, yeah, I don't know. Would we do suckers again? I doubt it. In this climate, I doubt it.
I think that, okay.
Buy sunflower. It was fun to do, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an easy way to make more plants. Like,
Exactly.
you know, if you only got 1 plant of something,
Right.
only 1 tomato plant, it was an easy way to make more plants.
Right,
And
yeah.
if you do it early enough in the season, you will get tomatoes. So,
Right. And it was all just our own
yeah,
compost. So,
exactly.
and this is the perfect example of whenever we come here, we get here maybe every 2 to 3 days. This thing is sad, like super, super sad. We give it a ton of water, it pops up. I mean, it's alive, but it doesn't have the best life. So, anyways, yeah,
Cool.
suckers.
Cool. So we're gonna just show you really quick the kinds of tomatoes that we're growing just for fun in case you're curious. And then we'll wrap up the video.
Cool.
Okay. Over by the garage we have a golden wave, a sakura, and a sweetie cherry. So that's these 3 plants here. Pretty good trusses. And I topped the golden wave, but not these 2 plants. I'm going to let them go just a smidge more. On this side of the bed, we've got a sweetie cherry, a snow cherry. These are supposedly white. We'll see. A Siberian, another Siberian, and then a black prince. So the Siberians are quite large. Black Prince, I don't know, medium-sized. And again, Jason topped all of these over here. So they're done. Now, I think what happened to this Siberian is that we accidentally topped it. Because it didn't get nearly as big as the other one. So, but it does have some tomatoes on it. We'll get some off of it. Then on this side, we've got a golden wave. We've eaten a couple off of that plant, actually. It has beautiful trusses of tomatoes. Here's another black prince. It's got one on there. That looks pretty good. This guy is a speckled paste. I noticed, you know, this is probably the hardest plant to get to, and as a result it had some pretty good armpit suckers that went bananas. So there's more than 1 leader here, and it was hard to get in there and trim. There was a lot. So just that small thing of having this, you know, there's a big plant here, and it's just, and the wood frame makes it hard to get to. I think I would rethink how they were organized for next year. Just thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud, people. Just thinking out loud. Okay, 2 more. Well, it's the another speckled paste, and then legend. We only have the one labeled legend. Okay, so those are the kinds of tomatoes that we're growing. If you guys have any suggestions, that would be awesome. Do you know the point of all this leaf trimming?
Yeah, it gives a better airflow and sunlight.
But don't plants want leaves to photosynthesis in order to synthesize?
I'm not sure. I'm just speculating off what I think I've heard, which is
The airflow thing I'm in agreement with.
dangerous, I think.
Anyway, we did it.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're super happy with this. Growing in all our own compost with our, oh, I can't hit that thing too hard, with our very solid tomato support. Super stoked.
Yeah.
Super stoked.
Yeah.
Awesome year 1.
Yeah.
Awesome year 1.
Really good.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay awesome.
Mm.